We're here to answer the big question. Does the Chevy Colorado ZR2 set the new standard for off-road midsize pickups? Is it the true off-roader that we really want, or is it just another rebadged trim line? We're going to gauge the ZR2's performance by driving trails, rock crawling, running a trophy track, and then hitting the pavement, where we'll compare it head-to-head against the Toyota TRD Pro and the Ford Raptor. Finally, we'll tell the engineers what we want next. The proving ground is Gateway Canyon Resort in Colorado, just 60 kilometers east of famed Moab, Utah. While testing a truck on-road could be done anywhere, and trails are abundant everywhere, this resort also boasts a 3-kilometer-long trophy truck test track, all contained in the state that bears the truck's name, creating a perfect storm of terrain to test the new ZR2. We drove both the 308 horsepower 3.6-liter gas V6 and the 2.8-liter Duramax turbo diesel with an earth-clawing 369 pound-feet of grunt, and tested both the crew cab, which gives you the 6.5-foot bed, and the extended cab, which settles down to a 5.5-foot bed. Chevy has taken the ZR1 and literally cut some corners. The front bumper has been chopped, allowing the tires to access more of the oncoming rock, and with the rear bumper, they've removed the steps. They've added decent rock sliders, an aluminum skid plate to shield the radiator and the oil pan, and another to shield the transfer case. The body armor and frame take the brunt of the beating, leaving the important bits unscathed. Lockers are a key off-road mod for most wheelers, but both rear and front lockers come standard on the ZR2, thanks to the tinkering of some of the engineers from the Hummer program. With the tires fully aired up, the truck easily managed these stone steps using the front and rear lockers. The ZR2 delivers a 30-degree approach angle, 23-degree departure, and a 19.8-degree breakover angle with the optional bed-mounted spare. To put it in perspective, they're respectable numbers, but not quite as good as a TRD Pro or Wrangler Rubicon. Having said that, this mid-size pickup will go where no full-size can with its skinnier profile and shorter wheelbase. Off-road essentials also include hill descent control and a couple of front tow hooks, just in case. Compared to the ZR1, you get a 3.5-inch wider wheel track for stability and an extra 2 inches of lift to clear obstacles. On this trail, it managed to get us between some tight trees and past some ugly-looking rocks without any problems. In this case, fast off-road means in the 80 km/h range. Let's not call it high speed, but higher speed. There are 3 traction control modes. The first gives you both ABS and stability control, perfect for slippery winter conditions. Next is off-road mode, which dials back the traction control, letting you slide the back end out more and deliver more throttle out of those soft dirt corners. And finally, you can turn traction control off, which the engineers call fun mode. Powering out of the sandy corners shows another subtle difference between the gas and diesel engines, and here the gas engine gets the nod, making use of 122 extra horses to power out of the corner. You also get the most important feature from their partnership with Canadian firm Multimatic. Using DSSV, code for dynamic suspension spool valve technology, the aluminum bodies in the shocks each house 2 spool valves, providing both compression and rebound dampening, which are optimized for everyday driving. But for off-road use, a third, piston-mounted spool valve delivers additional specially tuned compression dampening. The front dampers also use a separate rebound valve, which comes into play when the suspension approaches full droop. I can't begin to fully express the joy of mashing the skinny pedal to the firewall and pounding the crap out of a truck I don't own or have to repair. Rutted corners, hard washboard, whoops and jumps let us fully test the suspension and the durability of the truck. The control through the corners is stellar, and I can't tell you the number of times my helmet bounced off the roof as I reached for just a little bit more hang time. It's not often that you get to jump from one truck to another and then another to find the differences in handling, but that's exactly what we got taking the ZR2 on the street against the Toyota TRD Pro and the Ford Raptor. Multimatic's DSSV technology was originally developed for F1 race cars, so it came as no surprise that they've been able to dramatically enhance the on-road manners of an off-road truck. Compared to both the TRD Pro and the Raptor, we felt less roll in the corners, less nosedive under hard braking, and more responsive steering. The ride is a little harsher than the Toy or the Ford, with a faster return to stability after hitting bumps in the pavement. If you're the driver who wants feedback, not float from the suspension, you're going to love this ride. I'm not saying that the ZR2 is the best overall truck. These three vehicles all have their strengths, but for on-road handling, the Chevy wins. There are subtle differences between driving the gas and diesel versions of the ZR2. The diesel engine adds an extra 45 kilograms in the front, which in a side-by-side test means we noticed a bit more nosedive while braking and a little more roll while negotiating chicanes. At the end of the day, and after a couple of beers, Chevy engineers asked four-wheel drive what we would like to see changed. We asked for the rock sliders to be mounted on the frame rather than on the body, and the diesel exhaust pipe moved a little forward and higher so we didn't occasionally ding it while crawling. Then we blocked our route to the bar and went for gold. Give us space for at least a 33-inch tire without any mods. Pre-wire the truck for a winch and LED lights up front. And what about a decent compressor and air hoses running internally close to all four wheels? For most outdoor enthusiasts, this stock ZR2 will provide more accessible off-road terrain than other pickups, while at the same time delivering exceptional on-road daily driving manners. What's really exciting is what this truck can become in the hands and wrenches of off-road enthusiasts. Chevy has provided a robust platform in the ZR2. Expect to see mind-altering iterations of this vehicle at SEMA 2017. I, for one, can't wait.